The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials down 6, Nasdaq off 8, S&P's up 1, gold contract up 770 at 13.05. You get the silver market up 10 cents, $17.02. Gold and silver, big bid on both of them, has been all week. King Dollar broke its lowest swing point today, going after the major swing point. We're down 325 at 91.975. Notes, 10-year note up 4 ticks, 123.31. Counterintuitive, that's back inside this larger range. 30-year bond flat, 152.23. And bottom line is that these futures were up big, and
I thought we were going to run for 25,000, man. I thought we were close. You know, we were 24,875 when I was doing the 9 a.m. update. 125 Dow points. That's nothing, man. It was right in the shot, but we're going the wrong direction. So I don't know if it seems like it may not be today. Maybe that's something we got to wait for 2018.
And if you take a look at the S&Ps out there, folks, okay, this was pretty cool. So this morning, you know, you had the S&Ps up to 2698. You know, your high is 2698. Okay, so we did, look at that, 1/4 point over the high, 2698.25. Now, what was so intriguing about this is that you had Europe trading and it was down, and the DAX was going down dramatically.
Okay.
Right? You had Asia that was mixed, and I was looking at that market. I says, you got to be kidding me, man. You know?
Yeah. So it did 26.98 on both those days, which is interesting.
Isn't
the
it?
18th and the 19th.
So what we're going to have now is that on the S&Ps, I expect you're going to have lighter volume today. You know, we're going to have a little volatility, I expect, until, you know, we're probably off the air.
Sure. No, great.
And, you know, guess what? Then that's all she wrote. Now, what gets intriguing about that is that as people are leaving, you know, they're basically, their computers are saying, okay, is this it? Am I going to sell something before I leave? You know,
don't do it. Why are you going to pay those taxes this year?
No, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
You wait one trading day and you get an extra full year to save those taxes.
You do,
which is pretty remarkable.
No, it's huge.
But guess what? Market starts to slide, as in, you know, what are you in, right? In terms of,
that's right.
It's just delaying it for a year, so it's just cash flow, and it's not worth it if you're in something that starts to pull back 0.5% or something like that, which. You know, I mean, we're seeing some action, right?
And look at the, you know, the small caps, the future. The future got to 1557. You're at 1547.
Right.
These things got smoked on the way down.
That's 2/3% on an index.
Yeah.
That's not worth it, unless I don't know. You know,
depends
everybody
on how
has,
long you've been in.
It
right,
is. It
right,
is. Everything depends, right? But that's a big move to put it. It's not a small amount where, you know, you won't feel like a genius come Tuesday when you decide to sell and you say I don't have to pay taxes for 18 months, but guess what? I just lost, you know, whatever it is.
5 grand, 2 grand,
whatever
10 grand, whatever that is.
Percentage-wise, it's a big move on an index, yeah.
And if we go over to the gold market, bottom line, you got it has a bid, continues to have a bid. You know, you're at the swing point from the 27th.
Of November, yeah.
Of November. You get game now to the swing point of October 16th,
sure.
13, 12.
$8 away.
Yeah. And the reality is that you have game now to September 8th.
I agree. I mean, we're quite a trend up. I mean, we're talking about, what was the low there of that recent trend? Just
1238.
1238, man.
Right.
Talking about 65, 75 points. That's a 5% run.
Yeah. And, you know, if we go over to the other side of this, let's DXH 8. And what you're going to see, you know, this dollar, man, it's just absolutely amazing that it just can't hold anything.
Sure.
You know, like, it's sliced right through this 92.130.
Yeah, and that's the same day that you're looking at on the gold, November 27th.
Right.
Just,
yeah,
for sure.
And now watch this cool. It's going after September 8th.
Definitely.
That's 90.680. Well, September 8th, folks, inside the gold market is the high. And this is where you're going to, if you take a look at this is that what you also have, so there's September 8th up there.
Yep.
1365 is the high.
Yep.
Then if you go to the bond market, this is where this gets really wild. It's like when you put these together. Then you go to the bond market, and that's September 8th all the way up there.
Yep.
That's pretty sick. That's 127.06.
It's a big move.
That's a huge move, man.
I don't know if we'll get there. In correlation to all those others.
No,
Gold
listen,
can get to 1360 easier than the bonds. But dollar could get to that 90, what was it, 96?
90 point, yeah.
90,
680, 90, yeah. You know, that's
more realistic. I mean, those are close.
And that's game.
Right. I agree.
It's game, and it's game in a big way. Now, if you go over to the euro, and, you know, this is where, folks, you know, as you come over to our website at TFNN, you know, you got Everbank, okay? If you're going to go take a vacation to Europe, man, you know, I'd get over there and basically open one of these foreign accounts, because what happens is this, is that the euro right now is at 119.
Okay.
Right? So the dollar index, the euro is 60% of the dollar index. You know, that's because the yen's in there and all these other trading partners we have. Well, the way the euro is set up right now, you know, look, you had a high of 160, right? That was in 2008. This thing crashed down to almost $1.
Yep.
103. Okay. Well, you're coming back inside this higher range. You get back inside 120. Well, guess what? 139's game. You know, that's
sure.
And if that's the case, guess what? If you're going to Europe, you might as well buy some euros right now and do a euro savings account.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
And all you're doing there, particularly, let's say you're going to spend $5,000 over there. The way you do it, you take your $5,000 in U.S. Tell them to put them in euros, and then if you know you're going, what I like about that trade is if you know you're going on vacation, you're locked in.
Right.
You have your euros anyway.
Right.
If the dollar decides that it does want to get stronger, well, you still have your euros, and you know what it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
But if it goes the other way,
you're locking in your conversion at the current rates, and if you're happy with how many euros you're going to get, basically they give you the euros, you stick them in your pocket, and you break them out when you're in Europe.
Right.
And then there you go. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
877-927. Look at this gold contract move, man.
Big move, man.
And so what we have today, too, is that actually, let's go. Can we go over to the Nadex platform?
We sure can.
Because what I want to see is what time does that, if you can pull up.
Oh, you get some small cap action.
I did.
Okay, where are we going?
I sold those futures this morning.
Yeah, so 130 is gold.
So it's 130. Okay, so
230 is crude. Same thing.
It's a full day.
It is.
So it's a full.
And that would kind of make sense because feels like we're on New Year's Eve, right?
Right.
But New Year's Eve is
Sunday night.
Sunday night. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's so confusing. But then we get off Monday, but Monday's New Year's Day.
Right.
But so it is. It's not like if today was New Year's Eve, we'd be closing early. That's we might be open.
Right.
I think we've had that happen before because we're closed on New Year's Day.
Right.
But it's not. So everything pretty much functioning as usual. Even though the volume will be so light, I'm sure.
It should drop right off.
But yeah, I mean, look at that run it's had. I was looking. Let's even back it up to give it some context. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really so. 8 o'clock in the morning, we're $12.97.
Yeah.
We're $8 higher in the last, call it 2 hours.
And folks, if you haven't opened a demonstration account at Nadex, just go over there and open it up. You're going to get great quotes. You can see how these defined option contracts trade. Bitcoin, you can follow it for free. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
It is. What's it at right now? Where are we? We're at 14,326. Quite a volatile week again. We'll go over it when we get back.
Yeah, this is cool because this is closing out today.
3 o'clock, I believe.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated folic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 9. You get the Nasdaq off 10. S&Ps are up $1.50. We get Bitcoin up 394, trading 14,337. And you know, we're over at the Nadex platform, folks. They have their weekly spreads, and that will expire this afternoon. I think these expire at 3, right?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock on Friday.
Right.
You got it. So we were just going over, I know we're going to jump, just to real, so they set these at the beginning of the week, Monday, this time it was Tuesday though, because we're closed. Same thing, this coming Tuesday, 8 o'clock in the morning, and $15,000 is the full value from the bottom of the spread to the top.
Right.
So the square middle of that is going to be $7,500 from the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
That would be $15,100. So that's where it kind of opened at, 15.1.
Right.
So, you know, if you just sold it, we're kind of going over this at the break. You just sell it at the beginning of the week. If you're bearish, you know, you could buy it too.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot more attractive trade to buy it this week than it was last week. Remember, it opened at like 19.5, I think.
Yeah.
19 something.
19.5 to
19.1, yeah.
right.
So, but either way, I mean, you know, 15.1 was where you could have sold it, give or take. Maybe there's a 100-point spread in here.
Yeah.
So if it opens at 15.1, you're going to have the bid offer 100. So
50 on each side.
50 on each side. So you really only be selling it 50 below where the market is, which is $5 per contract. And if you went back in there and bought it at $14,420, you're going to be making about $56, $58 per contract.
Right.
So if you're trading 10 of them, you're doing dollar for dollar, making $580. Interesting stuff. You know, if you're going to short Bitcoin, we went over it. There's not many opportunities to do it.
Right.
You add defined risk in there.
And these folks are weekly, so I mean, this went down to 13,500. It doesn't mean that you can close them out anytime you want.
And it would have been pretty close. I mean, you can see the trade right now. You know, indicative. The price of Bitcoin, 14,346, and we're pretty much straddling it with about $60 on each side. $60 when you might move 7,500 over the course of the week is not a big spread. It's really not. I would love to be in the market maker's shoes in a room and see how they're making these calculations.
Right.
Because I'm sure they're doing it in a profitable manner, right? But man, that is some volatility you're pricing in and premium.
It is.
Yeah.
And so you were telling me, so the way to hear this story, folks.
Anecdotal evidence, watch out.
This is pretty cool. So, well, you know what's so crazy about this? I just want to set it up first. I heard, I think it was on Bloomberg, right? A couple weeks ago, that people would turn around thinking about getting mortgages on their house to get into
That's
Bitcoin.
what I thought of when I heard the story.
Right?
We'll go over it.
And I says, no, there's no one that's going to do that, right?
come on.
Now listen to this story. I know that was just
People
naive.
are crazy.
It was naive.
People are crazy, and they're greedy, and they make so we'll go into it. And I said, people have the habit, human nature, to kind of imagine that things will go in a good manner, everything goes well. You kind of envision things from a perspective of everything going kind of well. It's tougher to plan for what if, like, all hell breaks loose.
They just haven't traded for a while.
That's most people. You have the ability, when you try and plan, to saying, okay, if everything kind of goes well. You're paying your bills, you say, okay, I got this, got that.
Yeah.
You never say, oh, I'm going to plan to make sure if, like, a hurricane hits or I lose my plumbing or, you never make these plans. So anyway, I go to the gym yesterday. I'm sitting in the steam room, sauna.
Last night,
after work, exactly. And 2 kids come in. I say kids, probably 20, 22, somewhere in college, because they start talking about loans. And they're talking about cryptocurrency to each other. Yeah. I don't bring it up. They're talking about it. And in my head, I'm saying, man, this is crazy. It's everywhere, right? You know, you can't even go into it. So I start talking to them. I ask them. And one of the guys, the kid is really into it, and his friend, he's kind of telling him more.
Okay.
And it comes out, he says, that, and I can't remember whether it might have been his friend saying, can you talk some sense into my buddy? Because he's thinking about taking out student loans.
Wow.
To trade cryptocurrency. And I look at him like, dude, you serious, man?
And he was serious, right?
Oh, he was dead serious, yeah. And he was saying, and I was saying, dude, do not be taking on debt to be trading cryptocurrencies. And, he's not caught up in a bad way, because he knew a lot about these. That's what was almost more interesting.
That's the scariest part.
It is. Like, he actually had a lot of great knowledge. He knew about, IOTA, Ripple, and even ones that I hadn't heard of.
No,
he's talking
he's
about.
seen the money made, right.
And so he's saying, if you catch a good run, man, you pay for that loan in 2-3 days. You pay it all back. And they said, man, and that was my point. Like, you're not sitting here telling me about the bad scenario.
He doesn't.
You're telling me the good scenario.
Right.
You're not telling me, well, tell me about what happens when you buy Ripple and it goes down 50%, and you're a student in college that now has a student loan that didn't even apply to college.
And you have no money.
That's it. Yeah. And what do you
And your head's destroyed.
Yeah. So, but that's scary stuff, man. When you talk about, everyone's talking about a bubble. You go to the gym and sit in the sauna, and you run into 2 kids in college, and one of them is talking about taking out student loan debt to plow it into, like, a cryptocurrency that's trading at.
I hope this thing's up to 18,000 by Tuesday morning so I can sell it.
Right. No, exactly. And he's not even touching Bitcoin, though, too.
Right.
He's in the other smaller.
Yeah, because it's less money. Right.
It is, and the fees are less, and the percentage jumps are a lot bigger.
Right.
And Bitcoin, you can't get I say you can't. It's probably going to open at 30,000 on Tuesday, right? But I was going to say you can't get a 100% move in Bitcoin in a week or two. It feels like.
Right.
But in some of these smaller ones, I mean, we've seen the jumps, I mean, just jumping around, let's see where some of these others are. I mean, they're all having a decent day after kind of a tough day yesterday with the South Korea news regulating the exchanges. Ethereum, 735, Bitcoin Cash, 2455, Litecoin, 243.
Boy, oh boy.
We'll have to pull up. There's so many, man. He was talking about one. It was called like Lusk or Lisk or something.
Okay.
That was the one he was talking about. And he said it had a little bit like Ripple.
Okay.
And what they all have to do with, can you work in some functionality, right? That's the Ethereum deal where it's a programmatic language where you can have a function.
Yeah. In order to do something else with it.
Right. And it's not just, it actually can function.
Now, if we go over, check this out. I haven't looked at this yet, but I know the stock because you know the stock too. This used to be when we used to do all these shows. Gain Capital is a huge currency trader.
GCap, one down.
Yeah, right.
One down, right there, right?
Yeah,
Gain Capital.
right. Yeah. So let's see what this. This is what about 10 years ago, folks. Everyone was trading those currencies. Remember all the trading shows? That's all there was of foreign currencies.
Yes, Forex was so big.
This one is a legit one. Okay, it's been there around for a long time. Let me just see. So yeah, it went public in 2010, I guess. Right?
Okay.
At $9. So this is like you can see 266 million last year. They did 327. Yeah, no, it's.
What's interesting in there? I just saw their market cap's only 550 million to pull in 325, and you're only worth 1 year of revenue.
Right.
Just there's something going on there, but
because it's a tight market.
That's it. Yeah, I mean their profits are barely there.
But look what just happened. So
they're going into Bitcoin.
They went from $7.45 on Wednesday and they hit 13 today. So let's see what they have to say. I don't know what they said yet. I just heard this on the way in. Okay, so super spike may be underway. Let's look at that one, see what it says. Okay, gain shares up 23rd highest level. Report. Okay, so in a report Friday, this is looks like a newsletter writer.
Yes.
Pearson said traders are widely expecting a rally in crypto-related assets on January 2nd, similar to what happened on Thanksgiving and Christmas. This may lead to a super spike in sales of gain capital today, adding in the most.
I just saw down here that traders from China and Korea, since yesterday, are being kicked off their own domestic exchanges, and maybe that's where they're going to slide in and offer exchanges. So, you know, as you see these countries.
Now offers provide easy solutions. So maybe
they might have an exchange that they can come in.
Yeah, you stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender. Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now is down 10. The Nasdaq's up 5. S&Ps are up 1.5. And we do go over to the gain capital there. It looks like so on their platform.
Yeah, so this is the report that they kept referencing, right?
Yeah.
It's a Mox report. I'm not sure what this is. It's obviously some type of investment newsletter. This is from the 28th, so yesterday. So this is kind of the news and just a couple tidbits we went over here. So GCAP, which is their
symbol.
Yeah, that's their
Yeah, that's
Okay, that's their symbol?
Yes.
Okay. So traders from places like China, Korea are being forced off their own domestic exchanges but still want to pour money into crypto, and they're going to provide a solution. They've added crypto products to their platform, both long and short, with 4 times leverage. As if you need leverage, right?
Yeah.
Much better
Oh my
spreads,
God.
liquidity fees, and reliability versus crypto exchanges or futures. GCAP's U.S. listed, established, and profitable, but crypto trading's not been rolled out. U.S. investors are not fully aware of the impact. And then a majority of their revenue comes via UK entity, including offshore customers. That's a big part. This allows services to customers including China, Japan, Korea. Again, U.S. investors largely unaware. And this is the investment newsletter, but that's what they're talking about.
Right.
So within weeks, they're going to have an exchange. They'll make, GCAP will make its money off of crypto volume, regardless of whether crypto, of course, like any exchange. You know?
right, because exactly. So because they do foreign currencies and they cross internally.
Sure. I was watching Trading Places. It's a Christmas movie, right?
It. Yeah.
Larry Pesavento with this program. And just 2 nights ago, I think I was watching it. And the Duke brothers, when they first bring Eddie Murphy in and they're explaining to him, and they have like all the different items in front of him. They have coffee, they have orange juice. And he's like, I already ate breakfast, you know, and they're giving him a little lesson, right? And one of the Duke brothers says, and Randolph, tell him the best part. Randolph goes, no matter whether our investors make money or lose money, the Duke brothers always get their commission.
Right. I know. Intense.
I remember the line, totally.
Yeah, until they got greedy, too.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
It is. But yeah, so any you know, that seems like, you know, you have a company with hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, making a transition, and on the heels of those countries literally coming out and saying, "Well, I regulate them."
Right, right. And they already have. They're big in the foreign currency business, and they have been for a long time.
Okay.
And so what does happen too is that people are used to those platforms too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And they're regulated. That's a big deal.
Sure.
You know what I mean? The regulation's a huge deal, no doubt.
You know, it's interesting, just tying it back to Nadex. So you talk about leverage.
Yeah.
And what is cool is that, so pulling back up, so here's the spread. So if it opens at 15.1, which is the middle of the spread, so wherever it is Tuesday morning when we come back, they'll open up that spread, be about $15,000 total, be square in the middle. If you want to trade dollar for dollar, right, you just have to purchase 10 of them.
Right.
So what's interesting is that's only $7,500.
I know.
So right away you're getting 2-to-1 leverage if it's at 15,000.
Right.
And you know, so you don't, and I'm just pointing out the assets of that, because you don't think about, oh, I'm getting 2-to-1 leverage, but you really are.
And it's defined risk.
Right, on top of it.
You know,
agreed.
What happens in not just gain capital, people blow up like crazy inside the foreign currency exchanges because of the leverage that they give you, and then you're out. You go the wrong way, you're out, and it's automatic. So
it's good and it's bad, right? As in, you got 50 times leverage, 20 times leverage.
But do you remember when folks? Yeah, I'm going back 10 to 12 years now.
100 times leverage.
100 and 200.
Yeah.
They had 200.
I remember.
Those bulls had 200. Do you remember you'd walk in, like, at one point, one whole half of those Traders Expos was that because so many people thought they were going to make so much money on foreign currency.
You put $1,000 in the account, you're trading $200,000. You're trading $250,000 worth of Forex, and you have $1,000 in your account? I know.
Right. Pop.
It seems like a recipe that regulators should have solved before that many people went bankrupt.
Well, you know what's amazing? So check this out. This is what's amazing. When we had the radio station up in Nashua, so I'm going back now, like to 2000 or 1998, right? Before.
Right after I was still in high school in '98, so it's not. So I graduated 2002.
Right.
I think that's more 2001, 2002.
But I've been down here since then.
That's
right. So it's
2001, 2002.
Yeah. Hey, so check this out. I get a call one day, folks, right? And the guy's from London, and he's explaining to me like how the foreign currency works, and he wanted to advertise. And I said to him, "You can't do that." Right now, so Pitches, I even knew a lot about the business then, and he says, "I'm telling you, there's not a regulation against you." I was
leveraged.
I was asking him, you know, are you registered?
Sure.
And all this, I just, you know, for the advertising aspect of it, and he says, "No, you don't have to be leveraged. You don't." I'm saying that doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, I says, "No, you can't advertise." Well, bottom line, a year and a half later, you know, little by little, all these.
Yeah.
And you know, folks, there wasn't a regulation.
Yeah. No, it became mainstream.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, it just blew my mind because when it happened,
Professional
folks,
traders must have had a field day when you
they did. And the people that opened places there realized, and like this guy from London, I'm sure he did great coming to the U.S. because he realized there wasn't a regulation. Everyone else thought there was. I'm saying to myself, you just can't go out and start taking people's money and trading currencies, and you could. That's the amazing thing. Totally. And of course, it ended badly, and that's why they clamped down on it. Now you can't do that.
No, but so it's for $7,500 you control a Bitcoin. And what's cool though is that now we're talking about it's about 2-to-1 leverage when it's trading at 15,000.
Right.
But when they open up a spread, let's say Bitcoin jumps to 30,000.
Right.
Right. It's still going to be a 15,000 point spread.
Right.
So you could still have a Bitcoin for 7,500 when it's at 30,000. So it'll be interesting to see as this jumps around what kind of leverage that really hangs to.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can see right now, you get some market makers out there. It's hard to tell whether the 20 or 30. It looks like
I'm fairly certain these are both
that would make sense,
market makers. Yeah. And this 30 lot it's interesting. They have a wider spread.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you're in your car or you're watching Tag TV, on one side we're looking. You have a bid of 20 at 14,435. You have a sell at 14,555.
And that's 20 by 20. So
Yeah,
that's
20 by
probably
20.
the same.
Then we get a 30 by 30 right underneath it at 14,415 by 14,570.
Yeah, and you can see that this market maker is only comfortable with $15 more on each side.
Yeah.
It's interesting. That's what I was talking about before. I'd love to be in those rooms where they're analyzing risk, analyzing volatility, pricing that premium. And you can see that these market makers are pricing this a little bit differently. This market maker that has a 30 contract spread needs a little bit more premium to feel comfortable enough to have an active bid
And
offer.
he won't get the business right now.
Oh, no, definitely not.
That's the side of it, too,
Definitely
which is kind of intriguing.
It is. Yeah, we'll see where it jumps around. 14.5 right now, 15.1 was the middle. Interesting. How about Apple? You see them getting all that flack about slowing down phones?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's interesting is, I kind of fell into this for sure. We've talked about it on the show. I just got an iPhone 8, right?
Right.
I had an iPhone 6.
Yeah.
My battery was totally bunk.
Right.
Which is what they're talking about. And I wasn't going to spend the money to upgrade a battery on a phone that I felt like was slow.
Yeah.
Genius, right? In terms of Apple. I know. And so I feel like I got totally played in that they come out and they say, well, we're going to offer batteries for $29, and it's for iPhone 6 or more recent, which is a $50 discount. So usually they're $80.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'm not going to spend $80 on an old phone.
Yeah.
As in you're plowing more money into a phone that I felt like wasn't keeping up with the speed, with the updates.
So that's pretty cool. So at $29, those 6s might be good now.
Yeah, and I still have my 6, which is all right, But yeah, I probably would have paid $29 for a battery instead of upgrading and at least see how it did. But I've talked about it many times. The battery was the biggest reason.
I know.
And there you go.
Yeah, you talk about it on
They're going to face some lawsuits over this still, big time, because I should be in. I mean, I feel like I got played, and I'm not even. Right. We'll see.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. Apple's down to $1.17.
There you go.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome, folks. Dow right now is down 34. You get the Nasdaq off 6. S&P's are flat. Now, you know, the new tax deal, folks, it's going to be really wild. Each and every day, I suspect, in the next month, 2 months, we're going to come in with new information and how it's going to affect, you know, different companies. So this morning, it's Goldman. It's going to be all the banks. Goldman's taken a $5 billion hit.
I saw.
You know, and this has to do with the... Let's see. So Goldman Sachs said U.S. tax reform will cut profit this year by $5 billion. $5 billion. I said $5 million.
No, you said billion.
Oh, billion. No,
yeah.
Mainly because of tax targeting earnings held abroad. About 2/3 of the hit comes from the repatriation tax.
Yeah.
While writing down the U.S. deferred tax assets. The deferred tax assets is a big deal, because what happens is that, see, when you're at a 35% bracket, the losses that you had, even when these are non-cash losses, okay, but then you get to write that off. Well, now you're at 21. You only can write 21 off. So these assets, then they expire.
Sure.
And so that's what's happening with these financial companies.
Yeah, so while the bank stocks have rallied on the tax bill's lower corporate rates, the new law requires charges in the near term as foreign earnings face taxation and the value of deferred tax asset declines.
Yep.
Citigroup said it expects a hit of as much as $20 billion,
Yep,
while Bank of America take $3 billion.
Citigroup, oh my God. So
there you go. So there's the tax bill. You got Citi up there at 20. There's Goldman at 5.
Yeah.
Bank of America looks like they're at about 3. Credit Suisse, JP Morgan,
Yeah.
Barclays.
And so when we take a look at Goldman, now this is going to get intriguing because today's the last trading day of the year. It looks like it's going to close. I was watching this. What was the number on this? Is it? Oh, look at it. It's going to close underneath it. Hold it. No, I got to bring this back further, I think.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh,
This
okay.
one
You're
over
going
there.
back to 2007.
Oh, it's the, yeah. So.
Yeah, that'll be all right. 250.70.
Yeah, the hey, listen, yeah, 250.70 is the real major
All the way
swing.
2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and say it'll be the last day, but closes underneath that. That's a major failure. Major. You know, we know we don't have the juice. I mean, look at how this was. You know, you took the high out with 90 million shares versus 227.
Yeah.
You know, but if you close underneath it, that's trouble in paradise, man.
Sure.
Let me just see what Citigroup is doing. That's only down 38 cents, but this thing's a mess anyway. So this is you know, when you look at this, it's like, wow, that bank never came back.
Yeah, and you know, it's to put it down here. Where are we at? I mean, we're kind of, you know, went from 15 to 75 just to put things in context. Never coming back, you know. But yeah, it was up at.
Yeah, it was even $9.
It must have been a reverse split in there somewhere, right? Because I don't think Citigroup has ever traded at 600.
No, it was. Yeah, no,
Was
it was
it?
all it was all reverse splits.
That's
right.
right. Yeah, right.
Because they were horror shows.
They were just so low. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the 10 for 1. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's probably trading at $1.50, and then they did 10 for 1 to get it up to 15.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So if we do go inside the, let's go inside the Dow first. We'll see what the strength versus the weaknesses out here. Okay, so, oh, look at Goldman's Goldman's the culprit on the way down.
That makes sense, right? $3 move down, 21 points in the Dow.
Yeah. Apple's putting 8 points into it. Cat's putting 4. McDonald's putting 3. That's negative. In the positive sense, you get Home Depot putting 4, Coke putting 2, Travelers putting 2. We go to the NDX 100. We take a look at the NDX 100. Strength out here is that Monster Beverage is up 0.9%. Not much action here. On the downside, you get Micron Tech down 1.8. NetEase is down 1.5. Clack is down 1.3. And Liberty's down 1.2. You know, to swap gears for a second, this just reminded me of what the insurance company, Travelers is up there.
Yeah.
But in Florida, folks, this happens all the time, too, and it's really wild, that every time that there's hurricanes, right, and it's counterintuitive. You think that, like when Katrina hit, right, all the, the insurance companies, they went down for all those about 5 or 6 days, and then all of a sudden went to the moon. Because every single time there's a hurricane, they go right back to the regulators. We got to raise prices. We got to raise prices. This morning in the Tampa Bay Times, right? Our insurance companies down here, folks, they're going to raise prices like ASAP. So the Duke Energy, Duke Electric, is saying, yeah, we got to raise all these prices. All these poles got to be redone. And it's like, oh my God, they just get it's quite a business.
It is
regulated business that on a consistent basis they can raise prices.
In South Florida though, man, we got a problem coming in terms of these storms and what's coming. So there's a certain truth to that too in terms of.
Okay, so that's a separate issue. You're talking about the water?
Oh well, just the reason why that. More storms, more raising rates, that they kind of should have to in terms of, in the next 10 years, insurance companies aren't going to be paying out less.
And what's happening, folks, this is what's happening right now in Coral Gables, and it's on the other coast right now because there's low-lying areas, right, is that the real estate market is getting smoked because you can't sell your house.
Okay, sure.
And what has happened is this, is that there's parts of Miami, okay, that are really bad, meaning you just get a decent rainstorm, okay, and water comes in the street.
Yeah.
This part, what this story is about is Coral Gables, and people that wanting to move.
Yeah, I read it this morning. We'll bring it over. So there's an article in Bloomberg, and that's what made me think when you started talking about it. Just how South Florida's real estate reckoning could be closer than you think.
Oh, it is.
And so it just talks about they have gentleman Ross Hancock. He had a 4-bedroom house in Coral Gables, but guess what? He was smart, and he said, I'm not where I want to be when these storms start getting worse.
Right.
I'm going to sell the house. I'm going to move to a condo, be on the 6th floor, high-rise area.
Yeah.
And guess what? That condo got hit pretty hard from Hurricane Irma, unfortunately. Whoops. What did we do? Get that back up. But yeah, and it talks about how he can't sell the condo that he has now, which was supposed to be his smart move out of the danger area, and just how it is, and this is talking about Miami, Coral Gables, different areas, but just the general consensus of that, nowhere is that question more pressing than South Florida, which has the country's priciest properties and some of the most vulnerable.
Yep.
That's just kind of the theme that they talk about.
It is.
We were lucky in Tampa with Irma, as it missed us. But geez, I'm right near Bayshore, so everybody probably saw those pictures of the water getting sucked out, right? I mean, I'm 2 blocks from there.
I know.
So if we ever really got smacked and that water came back in, and I'm kind of lucky where I'm about 10 to 15 feet above sea level, which for Tampa Bay is like on a mountain. And still, that would have been trouble.
Oh, yeah.
So it's something that I'm actually going to look into getting flood insurance before next year.
Right.
Because the price probably won't be much because I'm out of a flood zone.
Right.
And worst case, if we ever get hit, man, and we were so close that
it could have been devastating.
It could have. I'm in the statistical probability business mindset.
Right.
And when you're that close, man, it was a haircut where you missed it by that much, and we were really lucky.
We missed the bullet.
Yeah, we were really lucky.
There's
and
no doubt.
for the small cost, You know, for people out there, if you're not in a flood zone and you're anywhere close, though, it might be worth at least just looking into.
Right.
Because for the peace of mind, it's not much money when you're out of that flood zone sometimes.
It's not.
And guess what? All those poor people in Houston, they weren't in flood zones. That's why it was such a big problem. You know, they had all this flooding. Nobody has insurance for it.
Right.
So don't think if you're outside of a flood zone, you're safe. Just look into it at least, right? Can't hurt.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. Dow's down 35, Nasdaq's off 12, S&Ps are down 1. Come right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has put together the finest programming lineup each trading day, featuring some of the most knowledgeable and respected financial minds in the nation to educate traders and investors. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we broadcast 8 hours a day, starting at 9 a.m. as Larry Pesavento kicks us off with Trade What You See. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we broadcast 11 hours. Get an early and healthy start to your day as Nico and Paige bring you Living a Primal Lifestyle. Then catch Andy Hecht at 5 p.m. with the Commodities Hour, following the Tom O'Brien Show. Swim lessons from TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim is now at 11 a.m., followed by Basil Chapman at 12 noon. See the TFNN program lineup via the link on the front page of TFNN.com to get a complete overview of our TFNN shows and hosts. And keep TFNN's Tiger TV tuned in on your mobile device, PC, or Mac for the latest financial news and information throughout the broadcasting day. TFNN.com. Educating investors. Learn how to trade options with swim lessons. Brought to you by TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now down 35, Nasdaq's off 15, S&Ps are 1. This market is just teetering, and you know, we'll see whether getting acceleration on the way down.
Teetering a little to the downside, right?
Yeah, it's early in the morning. It's early in the morning to get.
I mean, this is the Nasdaq 100 we got up here, right? And that's only 8 o'clock in the morning. We're talking about 64.68 down to 64.30.
That's a good move.
38-point move. That's a 0.5% on the index.
Yeah.
And we're still kind of early in the trading.
Oh, there's no doubt, man.
Oops, get that back up there.
No doubt about that as we kick into 2018, which is pretty amazing.
I know. Last trading day. It's kind of remarkable. We're going to end on a negative note with all the market action we had. Doing the 9 o'clock update, I said it's pretty fitting that all the markets are higher coming into the final trading day, but that's not how it looks like it's going to shape up. But gold's still hanging, 1305.
Yeah, it looks to me like this, you know, if we go look at these commodities, it looks like this is going to be a commodity year. You know, natural gas almost to $3.
Yeah,
That's up
we're just at
2.7, which it should
265
be.
2 days ago.
You get gold up 0.6, hogs are up 0.6, you get silver up 0.4. You know, the softs, they haven't caught a bid yet. You know, wheat hasn't caught a bid. That's down 0.6. Corn is down 0.3. Beans are up 0.2. But those right there, that dollar keeps going south. They're going to catch a bid, you know, because they're at long-time lows. You know, and, you know, when you just kind of, the way that the copper market, when that copper takes off like that, that says quite a bit. And the copper all year long has really gone dramatically higher. It's like, okay, why? Well, we're going to find out.
As we speak, the market's just sliding lower. I mean,
oh, it is.
64.22. We were just at 64.30 when we did that little update. Dow down 40. We'll see what happens.
You stay right there, folks. We have swim lessons coming up next, and then I will be back this afternoon.
Close out 2017.
So wrap it up, baby. Have a great one. Have a safe one. Happy New Year, folks. Be safe. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, man.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.